What's up, my YouTube family? It's your boy Berto checking in with another video, guys. I know it's been a while, been very busy, but I hope everybody's doing great today. I'm doing awesome, guys. So it's a lot to talk about. It's a lot going on around the world, and right now, guys, we're on the brink of World War III, and it's just a lot going on. Okay, started off, you guys already know I made videos about the president of Haiti being assassinated. And come to find out, it was some people, some of the people were American citizens, some were for Colombia. You know, there were people around the world, but this was outside governments working together to put this assassination together. This is starting a lot of commotion right now, guys. A lot of commotion. A lot of people are upset. It doesn't matter how much bad this president did, the fact that it was outside personnel that had something to do with it made matters much worse. And that's not the only thing that's going on right now. We also have in South Africa, the former president of South Africa just got sentenced to 15 months in prison for corruption. So right now in South Africa, we have a lot of protesting, riots, looting, burning things down. It's a lot going on in South Africa right now. People are starting to stand up against these governments that they don't agree with, or some of the things that are just happening. Some people are going against their own government. Some people are going against outside governments. And you know who has a big impact on this all? The United States. They have to respond. They have to respond a certain way. And that leads me to the situation with Cuba. Cuba is going through a big, massive protest right now. They want change. They want liberty. They want their freedoms. They want to change. They're tired of communism. And they've been protesting the Capitol. They've been outside of the Capitol building. In all these countries, you've been seeing military personnel and police officers out on the street trying to contain people. Just a lot going on. A lot going on. And I can tell you now, I do personally believe the Cuban people will end up overthrowing their government, and with the help of the United States. And Russia and China and Iran do not want United States to interfere with Cuba's protesting right now, because they're afraid the United States is going to implement democracy and a big change in Cuba to favor the U.S. more. And you know, China and Russia and Iran, they can use Cuba as a way to get closer to the United States, just in case anything ever happens. Cuba is like right in the grip of their arms. So United States is kind of stuck in a tough spot, because if they decide to invade Cuba and put in democracy, they're going to have some upset countries in China, Russia, and Iran, South Africa, going through what they're going through. I feel like the people are going to start rebelling against the government in South Africa. And this is actually a good part of Africa, if I'm not mistaken. You know, the economy's pretty good. You know, things are kind of going in the right direction. But that doesn't mean these African countries, they find ways to start coups and overthrow governments and put in dictators. And not saying this is going to happen, but it's just a lot of protesting and a lot of rioting going on around the world at one time. And with Haiti, Haiti's government is starting to find out more and more about the assassination of their president, which is going to lead to possibly war. I don't know. I'm not for sure, because Haiti's in turmoil right now. They have a lot going on. But finding out that this was with the help of outside governments is not a good look for these other countries, because they didn't expect for Haiti to jump on top of it this fast and find out what really happened to their president. And you know, it's much more going around the world. You still have China and Taiwan conflict. The Taliban are slowly taking back over Afghanistan since the withdrawal of U.S. troops. And if you guys don't know who the Taliban is, a lot of people consider them a terrorist organization, but actually Taliban was the government of Afghanistan before the United States invaded and pretty much booted them out and put in an American-backed government. So right now, U.S. is stuck in a tight position because they have a peace treaty with the Taliban, but the peace treaty has nothing to do with the Afghan government that the United States put in place. So they put billions of dollars into this government for it to get toppled down as quick. Taliban are making a quick. Like, they're taking over a lot of territories in Afghanistan. Right now, they control more territories than the actual government of Afghanistan. And countries like Iran and stuff like that want the United States to stay out of Middle East. Russia and all these other countries, they want them to stay out of the Middle East because of fear of the United States having military personnel so close to their country to where they can easily go to war with them and strike their home turf, and they can't do the same to the United States. We're in a position where World War III is going to eventually happen, but it's going to be because of these smaller countries, guys. There's a lot of intel and a lot of spies within these governments. There's a lot of traitors in a lot of these governments that's giving out information, and soon we will see two juggernaut countries go at war. Right now it's basically a Cold War in disguise. You see a lot of smaller countries not as developed going to war because of these bigger countries, and they're backing these coups. Like Russia may be backing a coup in a democracy back country that the United States supports, but the rebels are trying to overtake them and put a dictator in place, or communism. These governments are backing things like this, backing it, and the United States doing the same thing. There's a invisible war going on, and cyber attacks are happening all around the world. Russia has been doing tons of cyber attacks on the United States, and the United States is not innocent neither. We do cyber attacks on other countries too, but that's a different story. Right now, what we have going on is just starting to see the start of World War III, guys, and it's going to be big with nuclear bombs and crazy people running these countries. We're about to see. We may see the destruction of Earth. You notice a lot of billionaires are going to space. They're taking trips to space. It's because they know something that we don't know, and they fear something that we don't fear because we don't know about it. There is some big things about to happen in the near future, guys, and you have to be ready for it, and you have to be prepared. We are going to see an all-out world war between juggernaut countries with way more, the military is way more advanced than it was in the past. So this is going to be a lot more destruction going on. And I can tell you now, from the looks of it, it won't be pretty. China's 100th anniversary of the Communist Party, the president of China made it clear that anybody who tries to bully China will basically get their head smashed in, meaning they will try to go to war with anybody that tries to bully them. And that's a shot at the United States and the European Union. All these countries all pretty much gathering together, NATO, and trying to gang up on China, and China is not having it, guys. We're going to see an all-out war, and China will be the new Germany. I'm telling you, the new Germany. You're going to see a lot of cockiness coming from the Chinese. It's some more things I want to talk about, but I already know how YouTube is. They will basically, I'll get banned again. They'll take my video down, so I'm not going to discuss that in this video. I'm trying to work on my Patreon and getting that set up so I can post some videos on there discussing the truth about a lot of things. And another reason a lot of these lower countries are being targeted the way they are because they don't want to be test dummies for vaccines. And their presidents are backing that and defending that. And any president that's defended that or backed it and not accepting any vaccine has been assassinated. President of Haiti, the president of Tanzania, and it was another president too that was assassinated. They know something. They know something. But I believe the United States will eventually evade Cuba and get rid of their government and put a democracy in and help Cuba build back. And that will cause mayhem everywhere. That will cause for China to evade Taiwan and a lot more things to go on. Russia bullying Ukraine again. We're going to see a lot more going on, guys. Stay prepared. These billionaires aren't making trips to space for nothing. They know things we don't know, and we're on the brink of World War III. You heard it here first, guys. Within the next 5 years, World War III will start, and it could be much sooner than that. Y'all stay woke. Berto Conspiracy Files, you heard it here first.